Corruption in Nigeria's government isn't just a problem. It's an epidemic that's infected nearly every aspect of public life, from the halls of power to the streets where citizens feel the brunt of poor services. Corruption weaves itself into daily existence. But why? Why does Nigeria, a country blessed with abundant resources and brilliant minds, continue to grapple with such a corrupt system of governance? Let's break it down.
We are not going to stop until we in Nigeria, we Nigerians living in Nigeria, enjoy similar life or a better life than even countries across the world who don't have half of the resources that we have.
Corruption in Nigeria didn't appear overnight. Its roots can be traced back to the colonial era, when the British exploited the country's resources for their gain, sowing seeds of a system where power and wealth were concentrated in the hands of a few. After independence, military regime took over and the governance became even more opaque. This regime wielded unchecked power and the military elite used state resources for personal gain. By the time democracy returned, corruption had already become ingrained in the political DNA of Nigeria. Imagine planting a tree of corruption. Now, decades later, it has grown tall, its branches stretching across every sector of government. Unlearning this behavior is one of Nigerians' greatest challenges. The real question now is, why does corruption persist? The answer lies in the weakness of the very institutions meant to safeguard democracy and fairness. Nigeria's institutions, courts, law enforcement, anti-corruption agencies often lack the independence or power to hold corrupt officials accountable. Think of them as watchdogs with no bite. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), for example, has made strides, but it often hits roadblock when it comes to high-profile cases involving politicians with deep connections. Elections are meant to be the cornerstone of democracy, yet in Nigeria, they are often riddled with vote buying, rigging, and violence. Behind many political candidates and godfathers, powerful elites who sponsor politicians and expect favors in return. When these politicians get into office, they are not beholden to the people but to their godfathers. This culture of godfatherism perpetuates a cycle of corruption where loyalty to power triumphs loyalty to citizens.
Both when we saw them, they came out of a car and shot the air.
Navigating Nigeria's public sector is like wading through quicksand. The complex bureaucracy not only slows down processes, but also creates endless opportunities for bribes. Do you need to get a document processed? Prepare to grease some palms. From obtaining business licenses to processing contracts, the system is designed in such a way that corruption becomes an unavoidable tool.
Since APC come to Nigeria, today you buy this one, tomorrow you buy this one, next tomorrow you buy this one. Please, I want Nigerians to help me, Christian, Muslim, help us to pray for Baba Tinubu that we are dying. APC is killing Nigeria. The boom has swept everything good. Finish in Nigeria. It sweep people's life. The boom has swept people's life. Sweep. If you were used to eat one meal, you cannot eat again.
Nigeria's corruption problem is further compounded by extreme poverty and high unemployment rates. When people struggle to meet their basic needs, the temptation to engage in corrupt practices grows stronger. Many Nigerians see public office as a golden ticket to personal wealth. The irony. While politicians enrich themselves, millions of Nigerians live on less than $2 a day. Society's obsession with wealth and status has also contributed to corruption. The pressure to make it big often drives public officials to steal from government coffers, all in the name of maintaining a luxurious lifestyle. But it's not just the politicians. Many ordinary citizens participate in petty corruption to make ends meet, from bribing police officers to certain civil servants to expedite services. Nigeria is a mosaic of ethnic groups, and while this diversity is beautiful, it often leads to favoritism in governance. Public offices sometimes become a tool for distributing wealth along ethnic lines. Leaders prioritize their ethnic group over national interests, leading to unfair resource allocation and fueling even more corruption. Corruption is not just a politician's problem, it affects every Nigerian. The lack of accountability and theft of public resources means poor roads, underfunded schools, and hospitals that can barely function. Corruption siphons away billions that could otherwise transform the country into the giant it's meant to be. Corruption scares away foreign investors and stifles the growth of local businesses.
I thought building a refinery like this is supposed to be a pride for everybody, because we are not the only country. Angola, they've been trying for 20 years. They are still trying. Uganda, they've been trying for the last 15 years. None of them. There is no production capacity in Africa. Only 2 countries are not importing, which is Algeria and Libya. Apart from this, everybody is an importer. We cannot continue to be slaves while we export raw material, then we import products. But you can see a regulator is giving an excuse to continue to issue license for bad products just because he said that no, they don't want to create a monopoly. So how can we create a monopoly?
Nigeria, despite its oil wealth, still struggles to provide basic amenities like constant electricity or clean water. Billions of naira are lost every year to corrupt practices, money that should be fueling the economy. Worse still, corruption erodes citizens' trust in government institutions. When people lose faith in their leaders, it breeds political apathy. Why vote if every election feels rigged? Why believe in justice when it seems only the rich and the connected can win in the courts? Despite the overwhelming evidence of corruption, all hope is not lost. Nigerian civil society organizations, journalists, and activists are fighting back. Movements like EndSARS are an example of how the youth are pushing for more accountability to those in power. Anti-corruption agencies like the EFCC have made significant arrests, and international pressure continues to mount for Nigeria to clean up its acts. However, these efforts often face resistance from the very top. Corruption has its defenders, people who benefit from the broken system and have no interest in change. To truly tackle corruption, Nigeria must focus on strengthening its institutions. This means giving agencies like the EFCC more independence and enforcing strict penalties for corrupt practices, regardless of status. Reforming the electoral system to ensure free and fair elections is another crucial step. Equally important is changing societal attitudes towards wealth and success. Public office should not be viewed as a get-rich-quick scheme. Instead, leaders should be held to the highest standard of transparency and accountability. In the end, Nigerians' fight against corruption is about more than rooting out a few bad actors. It's about changing a culture that allows corruption to flourish. Every Nigerian has a role to play, from demanding accountability from leaders to refusing to engage in everyday bribery. The road ahead is long, but with sustained effort, Nigeria can rise above this dark chapter and realize its full potential. The questions still remain: are we ready to rise above the corruption and build the Nigeria we all deserve? The future is in our hands. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and comment below with your thoughts on how we can fight corruption together. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. See you guys in the next video.